Welcome back to English Unfiltered, the podcast where we explore real conversations in English. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. And today we're diving into this strange, almost confusing phenomenon that so many English learners experience.
Right. Yeah. So you know all the vocabulary, your grammar is totally flawless, but then you actually talk to a native English speaker and you just can't help but think, like, do they actually care about what I'm saying, or are they just bored out of their minds?
Oh, totally. I mean, we hear about this all the time.
Yeah. And today our mission is to really decode why that happens, like why English speakers often sound so, emotionally flat. And how you can stop feeling so disconnected in your everyday conversations.
It is honestly a massive point of friction for learners. And the reality is, if you're experiencing this, your English comprehension is probably already excellent. Like, you've mastered the textbook language.
Right.
But you're hitting a wall with the emotional communication style, which, textbooks almost never cover.
Yeah, they really don't. Because in a lot of other cultures, conversations are they're physically bigger.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, there's constant vocal variation or dramatic facial expressions.
Yeah.
And you get this immediate vocal reassurance. So you always know exactly where you stand with the other person. But English, it can feel, honestly, it's like reading a perfectly punctuated text message with absolutely no emojis.
Oh, that is such a good way to put it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you understand the words, but you're constantly paranoid the other person's mad at you.
Exactly. And just like with that text message, when you don't get the emojis, you're forced to look closer at the punctuation.
Right.
And so in spoken English, native speakers actually actively minimize their emotional intensity in casual settings. I mean, the emotion is there, but it's really understated.
Right. It relies on these indirect signals.
Yeah, very.
But wait, if it's not a lack of empathy, what is actually happening mechanically? Like, where's the emotion hiding?
Well, it hides in the negative space. So we're talking about things like conversational timing, microscopic pauses, and these incredibly subtle shifts in tone.
Okay, give me an example.
Okay, so let's look at the mechanics of a pause. Say if someone pitches an idea and an English speaker says, "That's interesting," instantly. They usually mean it.
Sure.
But if they say, "That's interesting," with that tiny half-second pause before the word, that is where all the skepticism or even outright rejection lives.
Oh, wow. So the pause does all the heavy lifting there.
Exactly.
Wait, so we're just supposed to guess? Like, if you hate an idea or if you're thrilled about something, why not just show it?
Yeah.
I mean, this whole understated emotion thing, it kind of just sounds like an excuse for being completely unreadable. Like, you're just making everyone else work harder to figure you out.
Well, it definitely feels that way when you aren't used to it. But, it's not meant to be a trap at all. It really comes down to a cultural concept that we can call emotional efficiency.
Emotional efficiency.
Yeah. So in a lot of English-speaking cultures, there's this deep-seated social rule about not imposing your emotional baggage on someone else.
Oh, interesting.
Right. So being highly animated or like intensely emotional in a casual chat is actually often seen as overwhelming or even impolite.
Really? So by staying flat, they actually think they're being considerate?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that makes me think of, like, someone telling a story about a massive, terrifying car crash they just witnessed.
Right.
But they're speaking in the exact same tone they'd use to order our coffee. Like, yeah, the bumper completely flew off. Anyway, crazy day.
Spot on, because they are socially trained to sound relaxed and controlled, so that emotional neutrality, it isn't apathy. It's actually a way of giving you space.
Wow.
It's
wow.
this cultural rhythm of stoicism, I guess. By keeping the drama low, they're basically trying to make the conversation comfortable and easy to navigate for both of you.
Which completely flips the script for anyone learning the language. Because once you realize that an unchanging tone isn't rejection, but actually just a native speaker's way of being polite, it completely changes how you listen. You stop looking for the big theatrical reactions and start turning into the subtle ones.
Exactly. I mean, true fluency really isn't just about vocabulary. It's about emotional perception. Because spoken English is a social behavior.
Absolutely.
And once you decode those hidden mechanics, the tiny pauses, the slight sarcastic dips in tone, the conversations stop feeling distant. They really start feeling human again.
That is incredibly empowering. So here's a thought to leave you with as we wrap up this episode.
Yeah.
If native English speakers are constantly holding back their emotions to be polite, giving you space, what happens when they actually do lose control and express extreme emotion?
Oh, that's a good question.
Right. Like, Are the social rules of engagement completely broken at that point, or is there a whole different set of cultural rules for pure anger and joy that we haven't even touched on yet?
Yeah.
Definitely something to think about.
It really is. It is definitely something to listen for the next time things get a little too expressive around you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next episode.